You can either have me on a podcast or you can have me not touch a table.
Okay, let's
that
start.
That should be the first line. No, literally, are we recording? That
okay,
is where the
podcast has started.
starts. Is you saying, what did you say?
You can either have me on a podcast or you can have me not touch a table.
So I said very kindly, I asked Max, do you mind not tapping the table because it is bad for the mic? And actually, I've been known to tap it in the past, something that has made people post homophobic slurs to me online nonstop.
I have to be honest, I can't even listen to you right now because I have so many intrusive thoughts of me just slamming on the table. So
yeah.
Now it's going to happen more than ever.
Do you want to get it out
more than ever?
Should we do exposure therapy?
Do you want to get it out of your system?
Get it out of your system, tap the table once.
Okay, as we intro you, like this, welcome to the podcast.
I don't need instructions on how to tap.
Okay. Sam was just trying to be helpful.
Oh, okay. Well, it came off as really aggressive.
Well, I thought we could collectively get into a bit.
Well, there was a lot of physicality thrown my way. And I'm just saying that, like, you two are positioned on one side of the table. I'm positioned over here.
Well, we thought that would be nice for you to have, like, the stage, you know, which
the spotlight.
I know you love.
You love the spotlight.
Yeah, you're
but
always,
you guys are
always saying, listen to me, listen to me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, we're at church.
Yeah.
I did not say, listen to me, listen to me. You said, we need you on this podcast because we're doggy paddling to stay above water here.
Huh. Well, that's actually funny because what we have said is recorded and what you are saying we said is not recorded anywhere.
Yeah. You know what else is interesting?
Oh, well, and who's in charge of this podcast? Who is editing it? Who is manipulating every fucking thing that I say?
It's really rich to I think it's really rich to pretend
every time I don't like what you're saying.
This is actually dangerous.
This is bad.
For everyone listening at home, Max is the one. Max is tapping so that my voice is drowned out.
There's no way.
He's weaponizing my past as a tapper against me.
Wow.
What I was gonna say, you actually
I'm
need to
your
stop
tapping.
doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's rich for you to say that we were desperate to have you on the podcast. When in fact, what happened was you texted us saying, I have to promote my tour. I've sold a total of 0 tickets in all cities, and I desperately need to do the podcast StraightioLab so that I can promote it. Is that right?
Is that right or is that wrong?
That is so completely wrong.
So you won't be promoting the tour at all.
Great, so we won't mention the dates or the cities.
You don't need to mention Seattle. You don't need to mention Portland. You don't need to mention LA because I'm doing just fine selling everything that I need to sell.
And we won't mention the specific dates either.
No, you don't even have to say March 13th in Seattle. People know. You don't have to say March 15th in Portland. People know. Let alone Elysian in Los Angeles. I mean, March 20th, who doesn't know about that?
So we can openly talk about how you have talked shit about the cities, specifically of Seattle, Portland, and Los Angeles.
I have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were about to say that I talk shit about Los Angeles. That is blasphemous.
Well, blasphemous?
Blasphemous.
Oh, blasphemous.
Blasphemous.
Yeah. Blasphemous is actually a movement of sort of riot girl feminism that is dirt
Do you think I'm looking sort of riot girl today, actually?
I actually do think you are looking riot girl.
In the sense that you're sweating.
You yourself are glistening.
You know,
as if lacquered.
you're looking like riot girl just in the sense that you're unpolished, and it's unclear if it's intentional.
that I'm what?
Unpolished, and it's unclear if it's intentional.
Sorry, I couldn't hear that, and I won't. I couldn't hear it, and I won't. Can I lean on the table? Is that
you can lean on the table?
Are you guys picking up this?
No, we're not picking up.
Well, we don't pick up anything. We don't have headphones.
Are you? So you're just completely checked out of the process of making this thing?
No.
Yeah, ever heard of alienation of labor? Because we're living it.
I actually haven't. What is that?
Being alienated from one's labor.
Do you guys like this, by the way?
Actually, yeah.
Isn't that cute?
That is really
that's
cute.
fun.
It's literally a Gucci watch.
Oh my God.
What do you mean?
And that I got for $1.
Where'd you get it?
I got it at like a flea market. It was in a pile of watches.
Not to be a bitch, but is it actually Gucci?
It literally is actually Gucci. And
How do you know?
What do you mean? How do I know?
Well, anyone can put the letters G-U-C-C-I on a metal watch.
Oh, Max, you bought a watch for $1
and it says Gucci, and therefore it is
that's
Gucci.
amazing.
Yeah,
Well,
it's real Gucci. It's real
Louis
Gucci.
Vuitton bag from someone on the street in Soho.
You're just mad because
Can you believe it was only $25?
You're just mad that I so successfully pull off high-low. You know, it's like 1 minute I can be wearing a Gucci watch, the next minute I can be on this podcast. You know?
Well, where would you say the high is? I'm looking at you right now. I'm seeing the $1 fake Gucci watch. the rest of your riot girl aesthetic?
I mean, what I can see is that you're trying to tear
cap?
me down, which means I must be on a fucking
Is it
pedestal
the
to you.
plaid pedestal?
A
No,
pedestal.
George is not afraid to punch down. He has made fun of some weak people.
That's right. I prefer making fun of weak people because they can't fight back. What do you have to say about that? Anyone can
Okay,
punch
so do you
up.
want to start this podcast? Or
Okay,
no?
podcast starts now. Welcome to the stage, Max Wittert.
How is your Friday going?
Fine. Sorry. I'm sorry. Trevor, was it? Sorry, Trevor.
So
And sorry, I already forgot your name too.
Behem.
Right, okay. Sorry, you're the one wearing headphones and
You're weaponizing everyone's name so that you come across as like caring. Is that not what you're doing?
is that not what you're doing?
I'm apologizing
You're
to the
doing
people that are doing all the work.
You're someone being interviewed by Terry Gross who's fundamentally uninteresting and keeps being like, Terry, that's a great question.
You're being Keanu Reeves takes the subway.
Do you think that Terry Gross is a good interviewer?
I actually think that's an impossible question to answer because it's sort of like, that's not what it's about.
Okay, basically what you just did was that's a really interesting question, Terry, to me.
What?
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 Huh?
What? You just did what you were accusing me of.
Of saying what an interesting question? Well, I just said, you did ask an interesting question.
What are you accusing
What
Terry
am I
of?
being accused of?
Wait, what? Didn't
Do you think
Oh,
Terry Gross is a good interviewer? Yes or no?
me?
Yeah.
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what? I wanted to do a video parody.
Do you think she's still a good interviewer or she was like in the 90s?
Well, she doesn't exist anymore.
Yes, she does.
She comes in and out.
She's dealing with a family emergency, and if you were a regular listener, you would know that.
By the way, I am a regular listener, and I have my suspicions about that. I think there's.
She got a huge facelift.
Yeah.
I
think she's getting a lot of work done, and she's going to come back with a lot of filler.
She's going to come back looking like cat lady, the woman that got surgery to look like a cat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say like Michelle Pfeiffer. I thought you just forgot Michelle Pfeiffer's name.
No, that's Catwoman.
Catwoman, cat
Okay.
lady.
Cat lady.
Yeah.
The whole
And
thing,
cat person is a
cat
whole
person
different
is a
thing.
whole other thing. They tried
Great
to make
straight
that
shooter, actually.
Great straight shooter, but they did try to make that into a film and it flopped.
People don't like
With
the film.
Cousin Greg. Cat Person was a viral short story in the New Yorker.
Yeah.
They adapted it into a film, waited too long to release that film.
I don't feel
one
on yet.
Do you want?
What can we do to help you?
You tell me.
Do you want us to do an intro and then you can sort of hop in after that and then
Can
maybe
you guys
I'll-
just like talk amongst yourselves for a minute? I need to focus.
I feel like he's doing okay.
I don't think he's doing okay.
No?
No.
I mean, my expectations at this point are so low that I'm like, he's stringing together sentences. He's not using any slurs. you
Yeah,
know?
you sort of think of him the same way you think about Terry Gross.
Well, yeah. I mean, his best days are behind him. Oh, now he's tapping the table again. I mean, the
wasn't
thing
me.
is,
So, George,
know-
what are your weekend plans?
well,
Okay,
tonight-
now I feel like you're ignoring me.
We're actively,
I'm sorry,
we are ignoring
We
you.
are. You told us to talk amongst ourselves. We're doing that as a favor to you. Do you think we want to be here?
I certainly don't.
You know,
I don't want
this-
you to be here.
This isn't.
I
even-
can do just fine with these two cameras, these lovely people here.
Okay, what if you do a podcast without us?
Okay, bye.
Okay, go.
Okay, go.
Good evening, America. This is Max Wittert, coming to you from the iHeart Radio, sponsored by Poland Springs Laboratories. I have so many things to talk about.
This is a disaster.
Oh my God, there's protests happening outside. Did you guys hear that? The world is in chaos.
If only there were
Oh,
protests happening, that would mean it was making an impact.
Damn, he got your
You're
ass.
really. I will say you're coming out guns blazing right now. You see, the problem is that you're on because
Because we did an episode.
Yeah,
before
you did an episode before this, and I didn't get a chance to do an episode before this. So actually, I think that this is just a pre-episode, and that we should do my episode afterwards.
I don't know. While we were doing another, we were getting tired doing another.
Yeah, we're
episode.
exhausted.
We're exhausted. Meanwhile, you've been sleeping in your tomb vampire style, hanging upside down in your room.
You're at full strength.
Have you guys talked about how prevalent cocaine is in the podcast industry yet, or have you been too scared to talk about that?
I'm sorry. Why would we be the ones to talk about it?
Why would you?
We never said we were role models.
You didn't.
Do you think it's our
And you couldn't
responsibility?
be.
Yes.
Yeah.
All our listeners many of our listeners
Are on cocaine.
are on cocaine right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's none of my business.
They call it 1.5 speed.
Oh,
Wait, that's good.
wait, that's good. That is good.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
1.5 speed is a drug that listeners addicted to comedy podcasts hosted by gay guys take.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch things like on 1.5 speed?
Never.
No,
Really?
and by the way,
No.
Oh my
I
God.
don't. You do it?
Tutorials especially. I'm just like, get this over with.
What are you trying to
Two times. He's
tutorialize?
nodding.
Video games.
You're doing tutorials for video games?
No, like Adobe
Makeup?
software.
Well, I was about to say the results remain to be seen.
I was waiting for it. Jesus Christ.
I love it. I've never actually seen you get in such a roast mode.
This is
It's
crazy.
actually
Yeah,
really
yeah,
funny.
yeah. Yeah, it's what an unbelievable cunt.
So, what did you want to talk about?
Love.
Well, right, but we're not ready to introduce the topic. I just meant sort of like, what have you been up to?
I got an MRI today.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What for?
I don't know. I just kind of felt like it.
Recreational MRI.
Recreational MRI.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Um,
Did they
yeah.
figure out everything that's wrong with you?
well, okay. So basically, I'm currently diagnosed with like nothing being wrong with me.
That can be tough.
But that just can't. It just can't be possible, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
you know, when the doctor says clinically you're fine, it's sort of like, no, I don't think so.
If you're clinically fine, then like, are you even part of the narrative?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Exactly.
Where do you fit in?
Yeah, it's like-
you're basically
right, it's like, and yet I'm here in the doctor's office, so that can't be
Yeah.
right.
Would a healthy person be showing
Would a
up
health?
here?
Yeah,
a
exactly.
healthy person. Oh my God, Julianne Moore from May December.
Yeah.
I love your work.
Oh my God. Sam needs to go to the doctor
God,
because he has a
I
lisp.
have to go to the doctor.
You've been diagnosed with a lisp.
Yes.
Here's a question. When did lisps become the one, like,
character choice.
character trait that you are allowed to make fun of? Like, there's something, no one's going to call you ableist for making fun of a lisp.
They're not ableist, but I still think you can't make fun of them.
I guess I wouldn't just, if someone was talking to me and they were like, how's it going? I wouldn't look at them and be like, how's it going? That would be sort of mean.
Yeah. That's my point.
Okay.
You can't make fun of it.
You can't make fun of it.
You can perform it
You can perform it.
in a dramatic film, but I don't think you can make fun of it still.
Well,
Do you think all acting is making fun of the person they're portraying?
Yes. Do you, Max? Do you think any
Well, it's a
acting
good
can be ethical?
You're kind of asking the like, is acting lying or telling the truth question.
Yes.
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have an answer?
I do think it's lying.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think lock them up.
Right. But I mean, it's sort of pathological lying. The best acting is pathological lying, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to be
You can't control
so
yourself.
convinced.
Yes,
you
yes,
can't
yes.
control yourself, and you're so convinced of your own lie.
That is
right?
true. Yeah, like it's like they think that reaching that state of giving an amazing performance is actually a form of truth, but it's a form of pathological lying. It's like
Yeah.
literally becoming a full-on sociopath.
Because of talking about lisps, every time either of you say pathological, I think you're saying pathological with a lisp.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes when a word has a th sound in it, it's like, did
Yeah.
the person who made that up just have a lisp?
Yeah. And we all
Especially
just
you
correct
saying
it.
that as a Greek too. 'cause
Yeah.
There's like a lot of. Isn't there like a
No,
lot
that's
of
more Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Thoughts? Thoughts?
Soth? Thoughts?
Thoughts?
Soth?
Thoughts?
That's really hard to say.
Yeah.
Soth?
This is my thought.
What
Yeah.
is it?
I don't even know if I want to say it.
What is it? No,
Do people still have lisps?
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like I never meet anyone with one.
No, I do.
Well, okay. There's I feel like especially the 90s was so speech pathology,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Like
mine-
everyone in the 90s was in speech pathology.
I went to one.
Did you really?
Yeah.
For what was wrong with you?
I would talk. Maybe I still do it.
What else?
It was. What else?
What else could possibly be wrong with you?
It was like, yeah, I'm the medical one now. I would like,
Oh, I like that we're taking turns being like the
medical
one
one?
in medical.
I would sort of go,
Oh, I wonder what I'll say when it's my turn.
like, I would talk like, no, like it was
Oh my
very
God.
nasal.
Sam, wait, do it again.
I can't. It's
No,
hard
yeah,
to, like,
don't do it again. Somebody's gonna memify that and be like, Sam Taggart was caught making fun of.
So you were talking nasally.
But it like very like my S's like would be through
The sound
my
was
nose.
coming through your nose rather than through your mouth.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Yeah.
they fixed that?
Yeah.
By
Wow,
what?
do
Do
you
they
remem-
just like shove marshmallows up your nose and be like, now try it?
They made fun of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said you look fucking stupid.
Dumbass. Yeah, I'm performing speech pathology. Stop it, you stupid bitch.
Do you realize what you even look
You
like?
look like a dumb little baby bitch right now.
And it worked.
Fuck up.
Fuck up.
Buck up.
Is that a phrase?
Up. Isn't buck up the phrase?
That's what I said.
Yeah, I thought you said
But
that.
then Sam said
Fuck
fuck
up.
you said
Yeah,
fuck.
why don't you fuck
Why
the
don't
fuck
you
up?
fuck up?
So I got speech pathologized, and they did an incredible job. I had to get a camera down my nose.
Oh my God,
into
You've
my
had
face.
cameras in every corner of your body.
Well, I'm a star.
Yeah.
That's when you caught the bug. You said the camera went up your nose, and you said you
I
started.
think I need to be on TV.
I literally was like,
They'll always be camera ready.
they made me like say phrases like 7 slippery, slimy snakes while the camera was in my nose, and like I'm like 7 and fully like crying the whole time. It was a very
Oh my God.
iconic moment.
Yeah.
And then like,
But it worked.
7 slippery snakes. 7 slippery snakes.
well, they were more like, do you have to get surgery? Is it like a more physical thing? And then they were like, no, you just have to practice.
No, he's just stupid.
He's just weird.
And was there a moment where you were like, I finally had a breakthrough and now I can see the snake?
No.
I can
Breakthrough
say
was
the
just
snakes?
I deserve to be on camera.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I actually don't. I don't remember a day. Like I remember having to like leave class to go to speech class, but I don't remember when it stopped.
Okay, so the thing that I've been dealing with is back pain, and I already know I can hear.
That's why you got the
collective-
MRI.
That's what. That's why I got the MRI.
Okay.
Is I had an injury a few months ago, and the pain has persisted. But like, and when I posted to my private Instagram about being like, has anybody dealt with like herniated disc or whatever, and immediately got like an influx of people sending me like literature about like living with chronic pain, and I was like. I got so furious and I was like so mad about it. And then in the last 24 hours, I was like, fine, you want me to fucking read this shit? I'll fucking read this shit. And then I started reading, and now I'm like fully pilled. Like it's all in my head. It's like, it's not that it's all in my head, but it's like
You are
there's,
not
like,
being believed
psychological-
by the medical establishment because you're living with chronic.
I'm like, yeah, I know. I feel like very like fibromyalgia about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, but the
I
reason that I
actually
bring this
think
up is the
well,
reason
I think that what the chronic pain community, and I'm trying to say this in as sensitive a way as possible.
Yeah, you're walking a tightrope.
I think
yeah,
what
it's
the
like
chronic pain community needs is someone like you, someone who is so
belligerent.
bitchy and
Yeah.
like literally hates women, like would never believe anyone who said
The problem with
they
the
have
pain
chronic
community is that they love women.
And then you come
Is
out,
what
you
just said.
say, you know, my whole life I've always thought people with chronic pain were stupid and delusional, but now I have it. And then people will start believing it.
Okay, so back to me.
We're already on you.
Yeah, we're talking about your medical.
I'm just hearing a lot of like,
and I think it's interesting you say that because when I was hearing Max, I was sort of like, Max, don't say this stuff because your reputation is like this bitchy sort of psychopath.
But I think it's time to subvert.
Yeah.
I sort of think,
recategorize me as the victim.
Well, I do think at this
of your
point,
onslaught.
Exactly. No, I mean, I think that would work for both of us because I think the reputation for at this point over 4 years is that you come on this podcast, you are such a huge bitch to us. We are crying in tears by the end of it. We're being attacked. We have wounds, physical and emotional,
Yet you
that
keep
take
calling me
years to
back.
heal.
Well, to be fair, you asked.
You asked because you wanted to promote your tour.
And yet you had no problem saying, yes, please, for the love of God, we need to fill another slot.
Well, it took us about 48 hours to respond, so I don't think it was a, we sort of...
because you were so flabbergasted that I was available.
The point is, this is in your favor.
You were like, I need a moment to even
I think we
process
both
this
need a
moment."
brand change. It's like we've become too
I really am
complacent.
trying to be nicer because
Well,
I feel
I
like I've
can-
alienated so many people.
Is that true?
Is that
Actually,
true?
yeah. Like in my comedy in particular. Yeah.
Oh, just when you're on stage then?
Yeah, offstage, I have no problem showing
Yeah.
you the truth.
You have
which
no...
is
you think your behavior off stage, no problems.
so I don't have to think it. I know. I mean, it shows in the numbers. I have, millions upon millions of.
Of what?
Of what?
How are you counting?
Coworkers?
Oh, coworkers, yeah. millions and millions.
Because, I think if you...
you can't. If you're this maligned on a podcast, you're doing
Right.
something right.
I don't think that's
Is
true.
that the saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Do you feel like maybe that kind of outlook that if people are mad at me, I must be doing something right is sort of the defining motto of your life?
No. No, but I think you really want it to be, George.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So how are you trying to be nicer?
Yeah.
And we're giving you a platform.
I'm giving you as much time as you need here to come to terms with your own aggression. I'm giving you space to really
how are you
let out that pain. So what I was going to talk about. Okay. So this I want to circle back.
Yeah.
To the thing that was sort of like pulled away from me when you just started talking over me, which is that in this literature that I've been reading about chronic pain, a lot of people talk about how it's this like it can be like a stand-in or a distraction from some other like potentially emotional pain that does not want to be addressed because it's dangerous. And sometimes people experience pain as like because they're in a place where they need to be like healed or like cared for by people. And so I was just thinking that maybe your lisp went away once you felt like you were being taken care of.
Well, it wasn't a lisp. It was a different sort of speech
What was
impediment.
it?
A speech impediment.
It was
is a nasal-based
a nasal-based speech impediment.
Yeah. Right. And so right now I'm also letting George sort of express all of his pain in the form of aggression towards me, in the hopes that eventually he gets to the root of his problem, which is probably a deep-seated understanding of his insignificance.
Where is this literature you're reading? Because this doesn't sound medical to me.
Oh, it's all online. No.
It's online. All right. Well, no further questions.
Yeah. No. Well, it's a combination of things.
It's a combination of medical and also non-medical.
There's pain psychiatrists, and which I can see you're just your eyes are becoming glassy.
I'm smiling
internally,
cheek to cheek, Lady Gaga, for you.
And there's also this work of this guy John Sarno, who, definitely I think is shunned by the medical community.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, by and large.
Huh. Do you consider yourself the John Sarno of comedy?
And that you're discredited?
And shunned?
And that I'm shunned by the comedy community? Oh my God, yeah, maybe so.
Yeah. Do you think if John started being nicer to people would like his medical advice more?
Well, he's dead, so
no.
And that's another way in that I'm the John Sarno of the comedy
in
community.
that you feel dead.
Is that you're
gonna die.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah. So
I think
true.
something that would be really sort of a Kaufman-esque bit for you to do is to
die for the sake of comedy.
No, to like make your thing that you're gonna die, and write an entire book about how you're gonna die as though it's something that's particular only to you.
Oh, right. Like I'm so special. I'm gonna be the only one to die. Yeah. I'm the only one who won't live on.
Yeah, I'm walking among these people, these sheep,
everyone else,
don't know
and you like have
die.
never heard of death being universal. You think you're the only one it's gonna happen to.
Oh, I like that. Okay, that's a good children's book, actually.
Oh, yeah,
that's true.
Needless to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna die and only me.
I'm gonna die and only me. Yeah, I guess so. What age do you think would you explain death to a child?
I mean, I think there's ways of expressing it before they're verbal.
Oh, and how would you do that?
You take their little dolls and you
hurt them
snap the heads off.
Oh, you snap the heads from
and
their
you
toys.
say, "Oh no!" and you throw it in the trash can, and they go, "What?" And then they start questioning whether or not that can happen to them.
I think that's actually pretty smart.
Yeah, that sounds a little John Sorbo to me.
John Sorbo?
Whatever his name is.
Oh, I was thinking of Kevin Sorbo, sorry. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's John Sarno. Yeah.
Sarno, yeah. Sarno.
Yeah.
It would be funny if they were the same person.
They were the same.
Kevin Sorbo.
It would
Kevin
check out.
Sorbo.
Yeah, Kevin Sorbo went into
pain psychiatrist.
And he's like, and it became too much for him, and so he's like, I'm sorry, like John Sarno died in 20.
Yeah, he faked his death. Yeah, became an actor.
Oh God, yeah. And he like shuns it, and he's like, anyway, sorry, I need to focus on Trump now.
So chronic pain. What love are you needing and care are you needing? Do you think?
Yeah, how can we support you?
Yeah, how can we support you in this journey?
I mean,
we could probably make your pain go away right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not experiencing pain right now.
Do you want us to give you a massage?
I honestly really do. In fact, there's this bit that I've been doing on stage lately, which is I I tell people that I've been in physical therapy and that the only part of it that feels good is the massage part, and it's the job of the comedian to sort of like release tension in the same way that it is the job of the masseur to do so. And so instead of performing comedy, I'm going to have someone else read my pieces while I give them a massage. And so I've been seating people down, giving them massages while they read off a bunch of old tweets.
And that's what the lawsuits are about?
Yeah.
No.
That's
lawsuits.
different?
No lawsuits.
Oh. Well, we got an email before we had you on warning us that it might be a controversial choice because of the lawsuits, but
no. That's the lawsuits are for my LLC, not me.
Oh,
so
that's why that's smart.
That's why you have an LLC.
Yeah.
So that you can't be tarnished. It's like my
because it's actually a perfect thing because you don't have to pay taxes then,
right?
And you can't get sued.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't go to jail. Like your LLC can go to jail, but you can't.
Yeah.
And what's your LLC called?
Well, it's tricky. It's Max Wittert Co.
Oh, so it's not attached to you at all.
It's not attached to me. There's no association.
Okay, well that's interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's
but here's the tricky part.
Yeah.
That, is that by this time in next year, I'm changing the name of the LLC. So that there's really no chance of it being linked to me, and it's actually going to be called George Civeris Inc.
And a year from now is of course the date of the court date, from what I remember.
Yeah.
So you're planning on changing your LLC's name, which is being sued for very invasive harassment of comedy audiences, to my name, another Brooklyn-based comedian.
No, it's George Civeris Inc. It's not you.
But don't you think people will associate that with me because my name
I
is
don't know,
George?
will they? I mean, that's you sort of being narcissistic and bringing it back to you in that.
So
you're resenting yourself.
So if it's not about me, then what inspired you?
Then what could it possibly be about?
Well, what inspired?
If it's not about me, what could it possibly be about?
What inspired you to
biggest,
change it?
brightest light in this room focused right on you. I know you set that up before I got here.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm just here. I'm just listening. I'm just trying to. I want you guys to settle it. I can't weigh either side. I'm clearly in the mediator role.
I just want to say, Sam, we always say when Max comes on, like, we can't turn on one another. We have to be a united front. And yet, what I'm seeing right now from you is a sort of neutrality in situations of injustice.
Wait, I just remembered that I actually have a gift for you guys.
What is it?
Can I just go get it? It's in my jacket.
Okay.
Is that okay? Just talk amongst yourselves. It's not a problem at all.
Okay.
No.
I'm sure you can just gab on endlessly. Wait, where's my jacket?
Just go.
You really left me high and dry back there.
Look, I didn't know what to say. He's in pain.
What?
Nothing.
So because Max is in chronic pain,
Yeah.
it means that he can both sexually harass comedy audience members and frame me for doing the harassing.
Well, he is framing your ink.
Oh my God, you're on his side.
It just makes sense in the court
It just
of law.
makes sense in the court of law. Okay,
Max,
so you have
what
to close
is
your
the
eyes.
gift?
You have to close your eyes.
We have to close our eyes?
Do I have to close my eyes too?
Both of you, yeah.
Okay, we're
There's-
closing
my
our
eyes are closed.
Okay, hang on 1 second. I have to sort of wrap these really quickly.
Max, you don't have time to wrap.
Just lean into it. We have all the time in the world.
We don't have all the time in
You
the
actually
world.
do have all the time in the world. And the more pressure that you put on yourself, the more pain you're going to experience later on. Okay, you can open your eyes now and unwrap your gifts.
Oh, they are wrapped.
I'm going to unwrap my gift.
Oh.
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 So it's hospital socks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're I got those. Those were the regulation socks that I was given for my MRI earlier. And I wore those from the changing room into the MRI room and back.
Your feet have been in these.
Yeah, and they've been all over a medical facility's floor. And there's a symbol in this, which is
XL?
which first of all, which is to remind you that every step you guys take in this process together, you have to take together, and that every one of those steps that you take together is thanks to me.
So, and again, for anyone not watching on YouTube, on our wildly undersubscribed YouTube channel, each of us has received one sock. These are both
One
of these
medical
socks were
sock.
on your feet.
Yeah.
Which luckily,
An
despite your
hour or
medical
so
issues,
ago.
you have two of. so far. And when you said that you wrapped them, you meant that you
rolled it up.
Rolled it up.
Yeah. I know origami.
So you just rolled up each sock.
I don't know if that counts as origami.
I don't think rolling up a sock counts as origami.
Why not?
There
is an art to it.
What do you know about it? Tell me, Sam. Tell me everything you know about origami.
I don't think that's our story to tell.
I just know there's something to it.
You're both appropriating it and bastardizing it.
How would you know? You don't know anything about it.
What do you know about it? Tell me everything you know about it.
Origami started in the 16th century.
In the 60s.
In the 60s. Really crazy underground psychedelic movement.
Somebody did acid
I have a question for you. These socks, okay, you've worn them. Your feet have been in them.
Yeah, and you can't get enough of it.
You are now, you're someone who has been on this podcast, I think, at this point, 4 to 6 times.
46 times?
4 to 6 times. Please pay attention.
It would be 46 if we said yes as many times as you ask us.
Jesus Christ.
It'd be 46 if it was every time you mentioned my fucking name.
If every time you had a set at a bar show and you messaged us saying, can I please promote
my show?
But luckily, we are very kind and very understanding. But my question for you is, people at this point know you, again, mostly as a character on our podcast. How much money do you think you could get selling these worn hospital socks online?
I don't know. You'll have to find out for me because, I would never stoop so low, but your mind goes there, so go for it.
I want to talk about something.
And I will say that the more that you handle it, the less valuable it becomes. So just something to consider.
I want to say something.
Yeah.
Something interesting is happening with this dynamic.
Okay.
Which is that you're being completely abandoned.
No.
Yeah.
I think that you have actually come in with less guns blazing than you normally would.
Yeah.
I think you actually are trying to make amends, and I think we don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And we keep being like, be mean to us.
Yeah.
Be mean to us. And by not being mean back, we look insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you think that is literally his last trick? The last trick the devil played is coming in and gaslighting us into us being the bad guy because you are tricking us into...
I'm gaslighting you by being completely silent while you just give me every insult you can think to make.
You just left the room, got your jacket, took out 2 used socks, rolled them up, and gave them to us as a gift.
I left the room, gave you space, and you still are obsessed with me.
Well,
I gave you space to process. I gave you space to process.
The idea that we are interacting with you because you're the guest, and then your response is, "Why are you obsessed with me?" Is that not gaslighting?
That is not gaslighting.
I would say textbook definition.
No, is there even a textbook definition of gaslighting?
Well, someone is not up to date.
It's in a book.
Is this a
Webster's dictionary?
Yeah.
Open it.
I don't. Give me.
Get the app.
Oh, so now it's okay to read things online.
Oh
my God! How the tables have turned.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
That's a really good point.
Again, completely the way that you are so easily swayed.
Look, I can't help it. I have a moral compass, and I'm really just trying to live in the moment.
Are you guys going to start this podcast at some point?
Should we do our first segment?
Let's do our first segment.
Our first segment, Max.
As if you've even figured this out yet.
What do you mean?
You guys still have no idea what you're doing with this thing.
This segment?
This podcast.
This podcast?
This is a beloved podcast.
We're performing at the Sphere in Las Vegas next month.
Oh no, it is that bad.
Max, George, will you explain it? I can't do it.
Our first segment is called Straight Shooters, and in this segment we ask you a series of rapid-fire questions to gauge your familiarity with the complicity and straight culture. And the one rule is you can't ask us any follow-up questions. Are you ready? Max.
George. That's what you sound like.
That is not what I sound like.
That is not what I sound like.
He's doing speech pathology.
Okay, so
yeah, exactly. I'm doing speech pathology.
Do you think now you are being kind to us? Your friends that did you a favor by having you on our podcast on a Friday?
What I'm doing right now is called therapy. Okay, what a therapist does is they sort of reflect what you've given them back
by mocking your voice.
I'm talking right now, and you just will not stop.
As an LGBTQ plus American, I was mocked for
What's the plus for you?
Greek. I was mocked for the way I speak.
So the
From
plus,
the time
the
I
plus
was a
is
baby.
the Greek Orthodox cross.
That's right. It's the Greek Orthodox cross, and I wear it proudly.
Yeah.
Max, capture the flag or manufacture a bag.
Capture the flag.
Max, loss of childhood innocence or gain of cognitive dissonance?
Gain of cognitive dissonance.
The Mask of Zorro or her past is unknown.
The Mask of Zorro.
Being witty or showing titty?
Being witty.
Attending a masquerade ball or offending
That's
the
really,
audience at Union
really
Hall.
okay. What?
I'm speaking.
Sorry. At this point, I'm just starting to tune it out. What was it? Offending the audience at Union Hall or what?
Okay, yeah. That's the answer I heard.
Okay, Max.
Yeah.
Flip-flops, tic-tacs, or oshkosh bagosh?
I never understood why you guys did this.
The final countdown or the anal ass pound?
Ew. Ew. Anal ass pound.
Angel-haired pasta or devil wears Prada?
Angel hair pasta.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you guys are bonding. I get it.
No, do you not like angel-haired pasta?
Max, what is your straight topic that you brought today?
Wait, do
what
you-
makes it straight?
Wait, do you... I want to know the answer to this question.
Here's what
What's
I'll
your
say about
relationship to angel hair pasta?
Growing up, it was a thing you had when you were sick. Is that... do you not feel that way?
I don't feel that way at all.
Okay, so that
No,
maybe,
I was deprived of everything when I was
that might be sort of a Greek grandma thing. It's like I think it's like there's so
You're so weak. You're so weak that all you can handle is
you can
angel
only
hair.
handle is skinny pasta.
Yeah.
And it was like soupy. It would be like almost like with the pasta broth in it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I
Okay.
think that's actually the original intention
Yes,
for it is to be sort
exactly.
of... Ooh, sorry. Oh.
You know what? I
Slapping
forgive
shit
you.
out- Oh.
I forgive you. So that was my initial association with it, and then I actually had a renaissance of angel hair pasta when I was in my 20s, and I was like, "Oh, how fun!"
And you're like, I can eat it
Exactly, whenever.
At any stage.
But then I sort of
health. Yeah.
rediscovered that ultimately, objectively speaking, normal pasta
It's just
is
carbs.
better.
Oh, what? Oh,
No.
Normal.
Normal?
Like
What do you?
spaghetti.
Like you think
thick.
spaghetti is normal? Thick?
Thick pasta, not thin angel hair pasta, is
You
better.
think thick is normal and thin is abnormal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the opposite because you're not body positive?
I think they're all normal.
No.
Interesting.
Do you? If someone were to offer you spaghetti and angel hair pasta
Together?
all preparation was the same, which one would you choose?
Angel
Depends
hair.
on my.
You would choose
anal hair.
over
Anal hair.
spaghetti? Anal hair.
You would choose anal hair
You would choose
pasta.
anal-
I say one thing. I would choose angel hair pasta.
Yeah.
Over spaghetti.
Right now,
Yeah.
yeah, because we keep talking about it. Now I'm craving it.
I mean, the thinness
I want
is
it
so fun.
Yeah, silkily slipping all over my tongue,
yes.
slapping the back
It's
of my
like,
throat.
it's so delicate. I didn't know you could
drizzling
make-
down my throat like a liquid, sort of slap, slippity, sloppy all over my chin and lips.
I also find it softer. I find it to
I find
be
it slippery, soft, supple, dribbly dip.
Okay. Well, I have to say I'm standing my
graciously
ground.
so you're,
down
you're,
my
you're
leg.
spaghetti through and
The
through.
majority of people would prefer spaghetti to angel hair pasta if both of them were prepared pomodoro.
Oh, and by the way, the
Pomodoro
fact that you
style.
would say that I'm not like the majority of people, I take that as a compliment.
Right.
Oh.
And that is your right to take that as a
And
compliment.
that's the most, and that's like a
'Cause
very
that's-
LGBT sort of framework.
I mean, I guess.
Not the plus, because it's not Greek Orthodox.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I guess it's LGBT to be in the minority of the population. But just by virtue of being in the minority of the population,
That's
doesn't
actually a
mean
really
correct.
interesting thing to think about.
What?
Just whether or not being a minority is gay.
No.
You're like, no, that's not what I just said.
So-
that is absolutely what you just said.
No, I'm saying the opposite.
What?
I'm saying there are my.
You're saying it's gay to be the majority?
No, listen. What is the most unethical thing you can think of? Being a murderer. Okay, being a murderer.
Our healthcare system.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, there you go. Fast fashion.
Yes, litter.
Yeah, litter.
Okay. All right. Wait. Well, that doesn't work with what I'm trying to say.
Oh. Holes in your logic?
What is your straight topic?
Love.
So tell us about that.
Okay. So, I think love as a principle is very straight.
Yeah.
For the following reasons.
Okay. And do you
Okay.
mean romantic love?
I'm gonna talk the whole. Well, this
you
is one
have
of the
a plan.
problems. This is
Okay,
one of the
go ahead.
problems with it is that it's like it's very it's really up for debate what that word actually even means. But I think that straight people are completely obsessed with it, which is why like the only way that gay people could start to gain rights is by framing it as being about love. The whole like love is love thing, right?
Love wins.
Love wins, and it's like first of all like actually like love is like not love. Sometimes it's actually really not. But like there was no one that was ever like oh, actually I don't think that. Let me back up. Gay people are a problem whether they're experiencing love or not, right? It's like, and the question isn't whether or not love is love. The question is whether or not like butt is pussy, right?
Wait.
So like,
okay,
that's actually genuinely a good point,
right? So
that is what's being debated. There is no one who is against gay rights is arguing love isn't love,
right?
They're just arguing don't put that there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And also, a subject that I was thinking about is how, like, the very existence. So the idea of love and like romance that persists in the culture is like very much about loving another, at which whether that person is someone of your gender or not is actually still very hetero because it's about the other.
A union.
And yeah, it's about two entities. And the very nature of loving something outside of yourself is actually heterosexual.
Yeah.
And which is why I think that a lot of gay people are really like publicly grossed out by gay twinning, because it's like the one vestige left of like something that's like aesthetically actually homoerotic. And they're exercising their final amount
I see what you're saying.
of homophobia.
So you're basically you're taking the words.
I like this.
Right?
You're taking the words hetero and homo as literally as possible.
Yeah.
Hetero from the Greek heteros means different.
Did you see how he just
Homo.
He's like burrito.
Hetero from the Greek word burrito means different. Mm-hmm. Homo from the Greek word chalupa means the same.
Yeah, exactly.
So you are basically saying like, no, this is actually like such a
there's something to this
a great
because that's
point.
also
right?
The whole like siblings are dating trend, even among straight people. If the straight people look too similar, we all get to be like stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Gay.
So basically,
gay.
Gay
You're calling
pejorative.
Gay pejorative.
So in fact, the last taboo is identical twins dating.
Which, by the way, I finally found like a Twitter account
Oh, congratulations.
of that. Yeah.
So you're really doing the work in terms of gay acceptance.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really open to exploring all sort of like corners of, the psyche.
I have a question for you.
Like, including twin cest.
So taking this sort of to another step, do you think the more different two people are, the straighter the relationship is? Because I actually could see it being but I also, don't you think like, sort of like,
the more different, you're going to say the more different that they are, the more distance there is between them, and therefore they're actually totally self-obsessed.
Exactly. Well, no, not even self-obsessed, but just like the less natural. Like there's almost like a sweet spot, and the sweet spot is like man and woman on top, like wedding toppers, like Google image search couple in a house with white picket fence, whatever. But then imagine like older woman with younger guy. That's not more straight. That's more queer. You know what I mean? At some point, it's
sort of like if you imagine like a panoramic photo, like going all the way around until you actually get back to the starting point.
Exactly. It's like horseshoe theory, which is what everyone comes back to.
Oh. Which is kind of poorly named because a horseshoe it should be a circle.
It should be a circle.
Yeah, it should be a bracelet theory.
Bracelet theory.
Yeah, it should be a Gucci watch theory.
Gucci watch theory. Okay, so Gucci watch theory is horseshoe theory, but right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But correct. Yeah.
But only cost $1.
Yeah.
And
what do you
real.
guys think of the notion of polarity? When people are talking about things being polarizing,
like opposites attract?
Well, okay, this is something that I want to talk about. The idea that poles are opposites when they're actually kind of
the opposites are middle versus pole.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
right?
I agree.
The middle versus explain.
Okay, so like the simplest analogy that I can think of is the poles, or like the poles of this Earth, right? It's like you think of the North and the South Pole.
They're the same.
They're basically the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
You wouldn't say North Pole is opposite of the South Pole. What's opposite is being like in the rainforest.
In Ecuador. Yeah. Right.
Sure.
Where my mother was researching spiders before she died.
Do you mean?
Shh. No, we're not talking about it. Okay.
Do you mean the weather?
Basically everything about them.
Because the difference, of course, isn't the weather. It's one is north and one is south.
But I'm also but it's like
the location.
But then you think of like when people are talking about like politics being so polarizing, and you know, and then at the same time, people are like the two-party system is false because like they're actually just the same, and you know, it anyway.
Well, you know what,
I'm kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall. Not angel hair pasta. I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall right now.
Oh, so you're wasting all the spaghetti, but keep.
Why wouldn't I? There's so much of it.
What you are pointing to?
Everyone ordered it.
Everyone
it's the majority,
ordered it.
apparently.
Yeah, it's queer to throw spaghetti around.
Oh yeah, and you guys are in a table being bitchy gay guys with angel hair pasta in the corner, being like,
we ordered spaghetti just to throw.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You tell me that if you had the opportunity, if someone was like, I can either give you spaghetti or I can take each strand of spaghetti and I can cut it down the middle for
that's
you.
Not how they.
That's exactly how.
You're right. They quarter it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm really responding to what you're saying, and what you're saying actually essentially boils down to literally rejecting binaries, because you're basically saying the difference isn't A or B. The difference is buying into A or B or not buying into A or B.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
No, come on.
I don't think mathematically like that.
But I'm not. But that's the whole point of rejecting binaries.
But that's the whole point of my podcast.
Max,
listen
I'm
to yourself.
trying to agree with you.
Oh, okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I'm trying to.
I actually have. I'm being a bitch, but actually, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like trying to get on board.
Well, you're trying. I mean, this entire thing. What you're saying is like the two poles are actually not opposites.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Well, isn't that literally like rejecting a binary?
Two poles aren't opposite.
Is the two poles that aren't opposite
So
is
the
that
two poles
reject?
that
And so
aren't
the
opposite.
problem is that
So there's two
then they're
poles,
not going
and
to
they're
come
not
together
opposites.
because they're rejecting.
But that's
each other
rejecting.
because
But
A and
okay.
B, which are total
Which doesn't make
opposites,
sense.
Which doesn't make sense at
So
all.
here's my
because-
issue.
Yeah,
They just are opposites.
North and south.
Yeah.
that's your issue.
Why is North and south opposites?
Because one's north and one's south. They're on the opposite sides of the globe.
But is it opposite?
That's literally opposite. Hot and cold.
That's pretty narrow-minded.
You know?
But it's also the kind of thing where it's like, what is the
Obviously, there's a
opposite?
spectrum. You can be in the middle of North
I see
Pole
what
and
you're
South
saying.
Pole, but
So
there is a North Pole and a South Pole.
Okay, so what you're saying is you can accept the theory of opposites while maintaining that a spectrum exists.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see. So you don't have to actually reject a binary to accept a spectrum.
But I think what we're talking about is like you know how like people are like, what's the opposite of hot?
cold.
Okay, traditionally, right. But at the same time, those two things actually have a lot in common, which is that they're both temperatures, right? And I'm
So
saying
you're
like
saying-
maybe the opposite of south is like hamburger or whatever.
Okay.
So the I mean, you're certainly queering the narrative.
Or what if the opposite? It's
I'm
like
queering
hot,
opposites.
like very hot and very cold. They have more in common in the sense that they're like unlivable temperatures, and
So
the
you're-
opposite is temperate.
so true sexuality.
Well, sure. I mean, that's still
Like,
along a spectrum,
you're
and
still-
I'm saying maybe there's not.
You're
even, I'm saying what if there's not even a
rejecting,
fucking spectrum?
So
because
true,
spectrums are also linear.
Okay, but
true
then
heterosexuality is a man dating a tree.
Yeah.
no, but that,
No.
because of bracelet theory. that
No.
is
No.
queer.
Yeah.
That's
Heterose-
queer.
Exactly. Yeah. That's queer. Yeah.
Heterosexuality.
That's queer and
remains-
valid, by the way.
Heterosexuality remains like Joe and Jill Biden. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then mandating.
How pure is that?
And then after that, mandating tree and gay twincest are at the same part of the Gucci bracelet. But here's the thing: if it's a bracelet, can there still be opposites? Because you're sort of like on the. It's kind of like the globe thing.
Well, there will definitely be opposites
Exactly,
at
they're
points.
opposites at points.
But this is what I'm saying is that it's like you're thinking of the bracelet as
literal,
being like
as a circle.
as the whole like concept being present in that bracelet, and maybe there's,
Well, it's right,
like,
yeah,
and maybe
because
there's
we're
actually
still
another,
basing
and maybe
it-
there's also a ring over
We're
there.
still
too.
basing it on geometry. Like we're still basing it on a circle that is.
I have a question.
Yes.
I want to run an exercise by you.
Oh, let's get up.
No, it's a mental exercise.
Let's get moving.
Imagine you're listening to this.
Me listening to this?
Yeah.
I would never. I can't even imagine that.
Imagine listening to this. How do you feel at this point?
I feel
So angry.
at whom?
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
Why does it have to
Who
be
are
at
you-
someone?
So are you angry just that you're wasting your time?
It's just like a lot of noise.
Right. Yeah. You press play on
Like,
it.
wouldn't
though.
it be so nice if just like someone was quiet, maybe say George or like someone.
Wow. But then if he's quiet, then
You know,
I have to be talking.
I'm gonna be quiet for a few minutes, and I'm just gonna see where this goes without my insight.
Yeah, you can just
I'm
keep
really
you can just keep
curious.
huffing that
All right,
sock.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah, you can stuff that sock in your mouth and just like that.
Disgusting.
Uh-huh.
Please talk amongst yourselves for
think
a
about
bit,
that
and let's
for a
see
while.
where it goes. Let's see if any new theories are discovered.
Hi Sam.
Hey, Matt. How's your Friday?
Really it's getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of a sudden it feels so much.
Yeah, what changed?
I just feel like I'm letting off a lot of dead weight lately.
Yeah, and how's
Yeah.
your back because of that?
So good. I feel like I could do backflips.
Oh my God, you should.
Okay. You guys turn off the cameras. I don't want to hurt anybody. By kicking
Whoa.
a camera. Whoa!
Whoa, he did it.
What?
Oh my God.
This is the most boring podcast I've heard in my entire life. Have you guys ever had a conversation before?
That was a conversation, and actually we healed Max, and that's valid.
And that's the work of Kevin Sorbo. That's what Kevin Sorbo's work was all about.
You know,
Wait, did you watch that? Did you watch Hercules?
I have watched it.
And you were like, this is my traditional text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Were you into Xena? Let me guess. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm complicated, but I'm not that complicated.
Yeah.
I was, of course, obsessed. Why are you looking over there? I'm over here.
I can look.
I thought I was your guest.
Well,
And now you're taking your eyes off
do
me.
you want me to make direct eye contact with you the entire time?
I don't know. Do you want to be present for this or not?
I think there's a way in which you can be present while also giving
Being
the other
totally
person,
checked out?
Sometimes I'm looking at you, sometimes I'm not. I'm giving you space to take a break.
Now your eyes are darting all over the place to avoid the conflict.
I'm looking right at you.
Okay, see, this is the problem.
Me looking right at you, the thing you asked me to do?
Okay, now you're being really aggressive. You need to cool down. I think you might need to take a walk around.
What else do you think is straight about love?
Okay, so let's get back to Xena, which is I did love Xena, and
Right.
and that's basically it. That's
Oh,
all I have to say.
cool.
Yeah, cool. Wait,
If they rebooted it now, who would play Xena, do you think?
unfortunately Dakota Johnson,
Yeah.
and she'd be like, ugh, Ares, get out of here.
Should we let's fight these guys?
Yeah.
She'd be like, this sucks.
She'd be like, la 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 la. Gabrielle,
You guys.
She'd be like, I don't know.
They'd be like, let's kill her. And she'd be like, why?
Yeah.
Do you think she'd have bangs still?
I'm astonished that they haven't brought back Xena, right?
It's actually shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, who would actually play her?
Well,
Zendaya?
no.
She needs
They
to
wouldn't
be-
get Zendaya.
Well,
But
they
she
wouldn't
was
get-
just caught wearing armor at the Dune premiere.
Yeah, she did.
She did that in
was caught-
private.
She thought she was. She wore the Mugler.
she thought she wore
bodysuit,
that vintage
being like,
Mugler.
I'm just trying to take out the trash.
Yeah.
And then they got a paparazzi photo.
And they rolled out the red carpet for it, and she's like, "Fuck!" And
She's
now she's
like-
at the Dune premiere,
Yeah,
but
she's
she
like,
didn't
"Oh
even
my
want
God."
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
it. Yeah.
What percentage of paparazzi photos do you think are staged?
80.
I would agree.
Yeah, I was going to say 75.
Like 70 to 80.
Yeah.
All right. Well, see, we found common ground.
I mean, listen, they get the tips from somewhere.
Yeah. What if it was Zendaya, an A-list actress? She's at home and she's like, I fucking hate this bitch.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
texts Dakota Johnson, what are you doing tonight? And
Oh my
Dakota's
God,
like,
yeah.
I'm going to Chateau Marmont.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
she's like, boop, 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 boop.
And then what Zendaya does is that she says like, "Oh, I'm early. Can you rush? Can you rush?" And then, but then actually she hasn't even left yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she called the paparazzi.
Exactly. And then she's like, "Oh, actually, now I'm running late."
You know who I
Can you
think
wait there for me?
would be great at playing Xena? Jenny Slate.
That would be
Jenny
such a
Slate
like.
doing alt comedy Xena and being like, wow.
I mean, I can see it, but I just don't know in all respect and love to Jenny Slate.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that's what I want the Xena series to
I don't
You
want
want it to be. You want it to really.
Well, because here's the
commit to
problem.
being
I didn't
Xena.
like the goofy episodes
Oh,
of Xena.
so you want it to be serious?
I want it to
Yeah.
be serious.
Okay.
I want like fight choreo that's good.
All right. So. Okay. Who can do that?
Who can fight?
Michelle Yeoh.
Ooh.
It would be really funny if Michelle Yeoh.
We could have like an athlete in there.
Yes. Ronda Rousey.
Who's that?
Oh yeah, she went to my high school.
Oh my
Really?
God.
Wait, I think
She's like a,
she's the judo.
something like that.
Yeah, I think so. I think she went to my high school. Siri. Siri.
Did Ronda Rousey go to my high school? And what? And who is she?
Siri. Did Ronda Rousey go to high school?
Okay, I found this on the web. Did Siri go to my high school, and who did Ronda Rousey go to high school? Check it out.
Why is your Siri a British man?
I don't know. You make these decisions, when you get the phone a million years ago. And
And then
it
there's
just
no
sticks.
way to change it.
Well, you just think it's normal then,
that's
sort of the this is water type thing.
Yeah.
What sport does she play? Can you look
Do you
up?
guys think that like okay.
Judoku and mixed martial
Judoku.
artist,
See,
professional wrestler.
Yeah, no, yeah. She went to my high school.
Judoku.
Judoku.
I was just doing a
She plays
Judoku on the
professional
train.
Sudoku in the Olympics, Olympic level
She's
Sudoku.
so ripped from playing
Yeah.
Sudoku.
like that.
She's from Santa Monica, California.
Oh,
me.
so that definitely is where
Yeah,
she's
that
from.
checks out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to anyone involved, but to me, she strikes me way more as like kind of middle of nowhere Arizona.
Of course.
Well, this is the thing about judo is that it's very strip mall,
Yeah.
right? Which
But I mean, no offense to California, so is everything over there.
no, I know. This is what I'm saying is that it's not generally thought of as being. When you think of LA, you think palm tree and like celebrities and beach or whatever, but it is all strip malls.
Totally. I mean, I get that with LA. I just think Ronda Rousey as an individual looks like she came from a less cosmopolitan
to
location.
this point, I want to point.
Well, that's called quiet luxury.
Oh,
I have
Ronda
some-
Rousey's doing quiet
Luxury. Yeah.
Max, I want to hear your take. California is just more liberal Midwest.
I wouldn't know. I've never been to the Midwest. I've never been to the middle. I went one time to Oklahoma.
How was that?
Needless to say, that's when my chronic pain started.
it was the trauma of going to a
to the
red
Midwest,
state.
yeah, and I still have not recovered. More liberal Midwest. In what, like, what do you mean?
I feel like because of the people like Ronda Rousey, was that her name?
Now, Ronda Rousey.
I think part of what you're saying is like it doesn't have any of the aesthetics of a city, so it just is a giant suburb.
Well, okay,
Well,
when
and
it has,
if you
it's
grow up in
sprawling.
New York, you are. If you grow up in New York City, you are not accidentally becoming a mixed martial artist judo person. You are like.
What?
I know someone who grew up in Manhattan, went to a prestigious high school in Manhattan, and I'm not saying
And
this,
ended up in the gutter as a jiu-jitsu expert.
No. And I'm not saying this as a negative thing. I'm just factually speaking, and as a NASCAR driver, something you don't associate with someone.
Okay, well, that's an overcorrection.
Well, another person that went to my high school, and I don't know which one of your points this validates, but is Stephen Miller.
oh,
yeah.
Wait,
that's true.
he
You went to high
also-
school with Charles Gould too?
Yeah.
Wait,
Wow.
Stephen Miller also doesn't seem LA.
Yeah.
Cali's the Midwest.
It takes all types.
I mean,
it
not
takes a
just-
whole village
well, Cali,
to raise
Cali
Stephen Miller.
more broadly. I thought we were just talking about LA. Cali is also like the deep south. I mean, if you're going to like the what?
California is the deep. Oh, you mean
If you
like
go
above
to,
LA?
like,
Yeah, and also below LA.
Yeah, what's the
Yeah.
like Bakersfield or something like?
Oh,
that
sure.
is not. That's not the California of the OC.
Right.
Right.
And also the OC is very
The OC
Right.
is like Republican.
yeah.
Max,
guess, yeah.
how do you queer love?
I was thinking about this and I was like, okay, if the act of like loving like the other is hetero, then that means that
Self-love.
the truest form of love, of homosexual love, would be
Jerking it?
yourself. Well,
I thought that's what you were gonna say.
no, well, sort of. I mean, I like that's your take, but yeah, it's about
Well,
loving the
actually,
self, right? And
exactly.
which is very RuPaul in the end.
Yes, if you can't love
Love
yourself,
yourself. How in the hell are you gonna?
if you can't be gay, how in the hell are you going to be straight?
Exactly.
So, but
Exactly.
the jerking it point is really important because that is where the circle closes in on itself, and the love you are doing, the same sex love you're doing, the same as your own self.
I love it.
It's the actual talk about opposites. That's the actual opposite of a man and a woman getting married, is a gay guy jerking off.
Yeah. Also, something that I wanted to mention is that, like, as it pertains to love, as like, so there are like barely any shows about. There's like no like dating shows that are like with gay people.
Is that
They've
true?
tried.
They've tried, but
and they flop, and I don't think it's because there isn't an audience for it. I think it's because like the premise is always fucked up somehow, because just the like gay people being around ruins the idea of love.
Well, okay, hold on. People liked Queer Ultimatum. I never watched it.
Yeah,
but that
I never
was
watched
a big
it either.
hit. Maybe the issue is gay men.
Maybe. So I've been watching Love Is Blind. Do you guys watch that?
I watched the first
season.
Okay.
Do they do gay in that now?
No, I mean, and you can't, right? Because
literally
the way
can't.
that the way that show functions. Although I had an idea for this, so the way that show functions is that they take the women on one side and the men on the other side, and those groups live together, but then they date on opposite sides of like an opaque wall, so that they can hear each other but can't see each other. And obviously, that wouldn't work with gay guys, for instance, because you put a bunch of gay guys in a house together, and especially if there's cameras on, they're gonna have sex, you know. So
well, but they wouldn't be allowed.
No, but like you can't.
Well, that even
the
makes
more
it
you say
hotter.
a gay guy that they can't have sex, yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Now that it's off
Commit a
limits,
crime. Yeah.
this is the thing.
They're going to be cruising inside of the house.
They're going to be cruising inside the house.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but I still think that the premise may actually hold up, because the point of Love Is Blind is that you can't meet the person on the other side face to face until you're engaged. And like any gay guy who wants to get engaged is like crazy enough that like that like they may actually appear on a show like that and be able to wear their little chastity belts.
That's true.
Yeah.
So basically, it'd be a self-selecting group of gay men desperate to be married.
Exactly.
And then, you know, the average person in America would think that's what gay guys are like. No. Talk about a minority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it a majority?
We need more research.
We actually do need more
That's actually
research.
something that we have no idea.
By the way, speaking of when I was getting my MRI earlier, they were asking me like, do you have any metal in your body? No. Do you have any like piercings? No. Any like pacemakers? No. And then it occurred to me like what a funny, perfect opportunity for someone who's like really into chastity to be like, but you know what I do have? It's my chastity belt. And then they'd have to be like, you're gonna have to take that off.
Damn, leave it to you to make getting an MRI a sexual experience. You know, that
it
is
really
actually
could be. I mean, claustrophobia
but I think
alone
that
is
is the
so
only
sexual.
way to make Love Is Blind for gay guys is that you have each of them in their own individual MRI machine.
Yeah.
And they can only talk through the speakers.
The only way that you can make Love Is Blind work for gay men is to strap them down and make them unable to move and tease their cocks. You have to strap them down and
then they're literally
and tease their
being
cocks.
sexually humiliated.
Yeah.
And then Vanessa Lachey comes and is like, so we believe love is blind.
Wait, no. First she says, hi, I'm Vanessa Lachey.
yeah.
And I'm Nick Lachey. And then they go, oh, God. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you remember Amy at some point had taped like a clip of it where she goes, we live in such a fast-paced and disconnected world.
The things that people say on that show are fucking amazing. Wait, I actually have to pull up a line that that I heard on an episode that I specifically thought that you would love, George. Which is like there's this girl that's been going around that's like because she says that she looks like Megan Fox, and everyone is like, absolutely, you look nothing like Megan Fox.
That's what reality TV is all about.
That's fun.
But there was she has a line that I had to record this verbatim. She said, the older I get, you know, there's a lot of flight attendants who are alone.
And I guess she is a flight attendant.
Yeah.
So
So
the older she gets, the more.
The older I get, you know, the more like
there's flight attendants.
That are alone.
Wow.
I mean, that's
true.
If that were in like a rom-com, that could work. I could see that line working.
Absolutely.
Well, because the flight attendant is one of those jobs where it's
talk about a bubble.
Talk about Well, it's also just so to be a young flight attendant, it's like the perfect way to travel. You're young, you're sexy, you're like putting on your pencil skirt.
You have little biscuits all the time that you're giving
London,
people if you work on
Bangkok,
Delta.
Tokyo.
Tokyo?
It's pronounced Tokyo, right?
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Yeah, that's the real pronunciation.
Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah.
Totally.
Bangkok, Tokyo, Landon,
Nairobi.
Buenos
Hang
Aires.
Yeah.
No, I actually think the fantasy of being a 25-year-old flight attendant is really nice.
Really? Oh, I don't.
Except it is, but you just have to think about it for like 1 second, and you're like, of course it's not. Like you're always sweating, your skin looks terrible, you're always breathing recycled air.
Maybe your skin looks terrible.
Maybe your skin looks terrible.
They're also, I don't know if anyone was reading about
the Forever
flight attendants unionizing a couple years ago, but like it was terrible work environment.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the Forever chemicals in there.
The Forever chemicals.
What are the Forever chemicals?
In their suits. There was like this big lawsuit.
Oh, that too. Yeah, that too. But also, I mean, there's Forever chemicals in literally all our fast fashion clothing.
Especially the things that George wears.
What if I always wear my things
You just
that
paint on Teflon?
that I'm wearing flight attendant, like my outfit.
Oh my
every
God.
day.
It's vintage.
Just like
I mean, there's probably Forever chemicals in your
vintage
Gucci watch. That's
Delta
why it was a dollar.
That's for sure.
Oh yeah, your fake Gucci watch is literally made from Teflon.
I scrubbed it head to toe.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Opposite to
Yeah, that'll
opposite.
get rid of the Forever chemicals. Scrubbing it.
Scrubbing it, yeah. Well, it gets them out of my watch and down into the fish's place.
The sea.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, the sea.
Thank you for filling in the gaps.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to a Gap recently?
No.
Well, Zach Posen was just appointed creative director.
Drama.
Yeah, because you were up for that role, right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I auditioned for that role. I do think that I need to be
Zach
cast.
Posen is like
Do you think
sanitized you?
Who is Zach Posen?
He's a designer.
He's a gay guy. He's a gay guy who makes clothes.
I'll show you.
He was judging on
Project Runway
for a little while. He's very like, I don't like that top.
Yeah, but like not even.
Really?
He's sort of like, that top is okay.
I actually do love a lazy critique. Oh, I guess he kind of looks familiar. My favorite kind of gay guy is it's like, yeah, I guess that top's okay. Like, that's fun.
But don't you
that
think
sends
this is
chills
like,
up my spine.
if they put Max in like a basicified factory, like he would come out.
Yeah.
If you like hit me in with
If you were like, if I got you and I was like, no more having a personality. Like, get him in the box.
Yeah.
This would
if you sort of put a chastity belt on my personality. Yeah, totally. That's Zach Posen. I do think I should be cast in. So there's like, they're making all the Beatles movies.
I know.
And I think
Which
I need
one
to
do you want to be, Ringo?
all of them.
Oh.
Like sort of Eddie Murphy style.
I think that would be great.
Right? I think that could
when
easily
I
be
read
anyone.
that announcement, so they're making 4 Beatles movies.
I really want to be John. I was going to say John Legend. What? John Lennon when he gets shot. But only when he gets shot.
Jay Leno when he gets shot?
Jay Leno when he gets shot. I want to be Johnny Legend when he gets shot.
I want to be J-Lo when she's shooting her film.
Are we going to have a watch party?
I can't even tell
what
if I
This
want
Is Me
to.
now?
Well, so this is the thing. We, and again.
By the way, I want to schedule it in 2 years from now.
Of course.
Oh, that would be
yeah.
fun.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the difficult thing.
I need to lose a few pounds before I watch it.
Wait, can I say one thing about Beatles? In the announcement, it was like they're going to be 4 movies, each about a different Beatle, and they're going to be intersecting narratives. And I was like,
intersectional narratives.
It's going to include the formation of the Beatles. Like, yeah, they're intersecting like you don't have to specify that they're intersecting narratives. It would be crazy if they weren't intersecting narratives.
Yeah, it would be like just about like their home lives.
Beatles, but they don't appear in each other's movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Who do you think is going to play Yoko Ono?
Oh God, I don't know.
Do you want to do that part too?
I would love to do that part.
You would be a great.
I actually
be
think
amazing.
so.
I actually
too.
sort of think that might be the role you were born to play.
I think so too.
Well,
I'm like
it's done.
not even joking.
I'm joking a little.
I I don't know where I lie. God, this is such a beautiful dynamic now.
Yeah.
Don't you feel so much more at peace now that you're not being a fucking bitch?
No, I'm actually disappointed.
Really?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Well,
wanna
you
be a
know, I
little
actually
content?
think, I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but I actually think this has been like sort of a long time coming. I feel like last time you were on, you also were not as mean as we like wanted you to be.
Really?
And I,
What do you want me to say?
No,
No, it has to
by
come
the
from
way,
the heart.
it's okay. Like, I'm not mad.
I think you might be.
I really am not.
I wasn't
not- I'm-
accusing you of being mad. You brought that up.
I'm surprised.
Do you think you're losing?
Do you think
your
you're afraid of
touch?
success?
I do think I'm afraid of success.
Yeah.
What
Do I
would
think I could handle success? Yes.
What would success look like for you?
Never having to come here again.
If I could snap my fingers and make you into Zach Posen, you're starting your job as creative director of Old Navy and The Gap.
Oh, so I'm starting from like entry level.
No. You're
No, that's
Zach
ground
Posen
level.
today.
I know that's what.
You're Zach Posen today.
Right. So I'm
He's gotten
right. So I'm starting in the gutter.
Oh yeah, as Zach Posen. Yeah. Would you take Zach Posen's life? Not take his life,
Would
like
I
kill him.
You're asking me
would
in
you-
front of cameras whether or not I would kill Zach
No,
Posen.
don't kill Zach Posen. Would you, if you
He
could,
just tried to hire me
if
to
you
kill
were
him.
to
You could
kill him,
embody-
how would you
if
kill
you-
him?
If I had to kill him, how would I do it?
Yeah.
would you rather be him or kill him? How about that?
Fuck, marry, kill. Zach Posen.
Zach Posen.
Zach Posen.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I... Well, okay, sorry, no, go ahead.
No, what would you do to Zach Posen? Fuck, marry, or kill him?
Well, I mean,
I actually think you would marry him.
I don't think so.
I think you're gonna fall in love with him.
I think you and
in
Zach-
a boyfriend twins way, in
I
a
agree.
heterosexual
I
way.
agree.
Oh, in the most homosexual way.
Oh, in the
homosexual way. Now you're getting it.
Okay, so
Sam.
Max and Zach Posen together that would be like the most
True
subversive
homosexuality.
homosexual
Yeah.
couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank
Wow,
you.
well, I guess that honestly, you'd look sort of cute together.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Because he would be like,
He's
know,
like
more
handsome, like you're.
Oh,
Yeah, and so
see, that's meaner than anything I've said, and yet I get the reputation. I think you're very attractive.
That's so abusive. That he said
finally
that.
the first truth he's told. But if I had to kill him,
Yeah.
well, I've always dreamt of being a poisons expert.
I was just gonna say poisons.
Yeah.
I've always known that about you.
Yeah, I'm very poisoned.
You're very poison. You're sort of Uma Thurman as Poison Girl in that movie.
Poison ivy.
Poison ivy.
Poison Ivy.
So close. Very cat lady versus cat woman. Poison girl.
Woman web.
Woman web. Yeah. Wait, what was I gonna?
Poison.
Wait.
Zach Posen.
Zach Poison.
Oh my God, Zach Poison.
Maybe that's where I came up.
Oh my
with
God,
it,
her web
actually.
does connect them
Her
all.
web. Okay, what? So we're done?
No.
Oh,
mean,
no.
basically.
Okay, I don't know. I just
You
felt like
think
the
you wanna
energy
be
was
done?
sinking.
I don't know.
I feel like people are starting to check out at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, who's people?
Your listeners.
Who
They're
do you-
listening right now, right?
I have
This
a
is
question
live?
for you. Who do you imagine is our listener?
Why would
Like,
they call it iHeartRadio if it wasn't radio? Live
Well,
radio?
it also is radio.
On what radio station is it? Is this being
iHeart?
played?
iHeartRadio.
And that's like what?
A radio station.
KHRT.
No, it's iHeart.
And it's on the radio.
Correct.
Where?
Yeah.
Just turn on the radio.
You'll find it.
And go
And
to the
it's every
iHeartRadio channel.
Yeah.
What do you imagine our listeners are like? Like when you imagine someone listening to this episode, are you imagining, what gender?
Got to be
what
in a
age?
coma. Right? I mean,
No, totally.
Yeah, but like guy or girl.
I feel like comas are pretty feminine.
Coma is a beautiful name for a
Coma.
baby girl.
Yeah.
Coma
My daughter
Wittert?
Coma.
My daughter,
Wait.
coma. She fell into a coma.
Coma Civeris.
Coma
Oh my
Civeris. Do you think
God.
Coma Wittert or Coma Civeris or Coma Taggart is the chicest name?
Coma Civeris.
Coma
think so?
Civeris. Yeah,
By
absolutely.
far.
Oh, I mean, thank you, but
Yeah.
I actually think Coma Taggart has a really good ring to it.
Sounds like you're.
No.
Sounds like you're gagging.
Coma Civeris.
Taggart.
Coma Taggart.
Coma Taggart.
Coma
Yeah.
really is actually a beautiful
It's
name for a girl.
beautiful.
Coma Wittert.
But I mean, okay, well, here's the
No.
question.
Yeah.
You do sort of, like, you do sort of assign a destiny to your child once you give them
You think
certain
she's
types of
gonna
names.
be in a coma?
Well, I wouldn't want to I was going to say kick the horse.
Do you think because your name is Max, you're going to grow up to be like
King?
a golden retriever?
No, Max means king.
Well, it's
means HBO streaming service.
It means yeah, exactly. You're going to grow up to be either a dog or
a streaming service.
Streaming service.
Two of the most beloved things in the world.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
Man's best friend and
gay man's best friend.
And gay man's best friend. No women.
I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I was.
No, please.
No.
I was gonna say. Never mind. I was gonna propose like a funny thing to play around with, like if dogs are a man's best friend, what's a woman's? But then everyone's just gonna be like diamonds.
Oh, that's actually
actually a good
interesting though.
point.
Dog, man's best friend, diamond, woman's
Dogs
best
and
friend.
diamonds.
Really says
the name of my
Diamonds.
book about love. And the differences between the genders.
And is it a kid's book?
It's for all ages.
Oh, it's for all ages.
Yeah.
2 and up.
It's to like I want to talk about sex for all
But
ages.
for 2-year-olds, yeah.
Yeah.
There'll be chapters that are like, don't read this if you're from the ages of blank to blank.
Exactly.
And there'll be parts that are like super imaginative, and you'll be like, don't read this if you're over 40.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Have you guys considered writing children's books?
No.
No.
Would you?
Not once.
Why not? You don't want to go there. You don't want to address your inner child. There's a lot of pain there, Sam.
You're the one with back pain.
Yeah, I'm
Drag him.
I'm shouldering your burden.
Are you feeling in pain right now?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
You start crying?
Yeah, the second I leave this place, I collapse. They catch it on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fall into a
Throwing my hands up against this screen here.
Are you now fine because you addressed the emotional issue, the underlying emotional issues on your way here?
Which
after
is
the
that?
doctor?
Oh yeah, which is that like you're
That I'm.
the main. This is me confronting my demons.
And I'm your demons.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I could help.
I thought it was just that you hadn't done the podcast in a while, and you felt so happy to be back.
Yeah, I haven't had a microphone on my face in so long, and like I created a problem for myself in order to.
Yeah. No, that happens to us
get one.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I went to the hospital because I hadn't had a microphone on my face for like 3 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You weren't getting booked, and so you're like, I need to get on someone's book, and so maybe my medical.
You just wanted to see your name written down.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Get on the list.
Well, Max, where can people find you?
And plug your tour.
Social media. I'm doing a tour for my show I Can Steal Your Mother, and it's going to Seattle at the Hereafter on 313 with Imani Dene. Thank you. I realize I've never said her last name out loud. And I'm going to be in Portland on 515 with
315?
Ricci Armani. What?
315 or 515?
315. What did I say?
You said 515.
I make 3 and 5 are so similar.
They're
when you
basically
really-
the same.
It's like
True.
they're and
Curvy.
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 Oh, I was
3 and
thinking they're
5.
both like red and yellow. You guys, something I was talking about last night is like having synesthesia, but assigning like celebrities to numbers.
Yeah.
Like 3 feels very like 3 to me feels a very Lucy Liu.
Oh, see, Lucy Liu to me is more severe. Like Lucy
Like
Liu.
like a
7.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
17.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is what is 5 to you?
5 is actually
It's a
like...
little
5 is like
wholesome.
John Goodman.
Yeah, I was just gonna say John Goodman.
That's crazy.
Wait, that's actually insane.
That's shocking.
I was gonna say All American. I'm sorry, I'm screaming into your ear. He had to take his headphones off.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so did all of our listeners, actually.
Yeah, but it was before I started talking.
Jesus Christ.
Did you want to
How many
finish your plug
patrons
or
do you
no?
have? 4? Oh yeah, and then also Los Angeles 320 March 20th
320.
at the Elysian with Greta Titelman.
Isn't Imani in Portland?
Seattle. Wait, did I just mix those up?
Yeah.
I might have mixed those up. Yeah, Imani is in Portland and Ricci is in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is correct. I remember.
Well, the thing for me is that like when I think of Seattle, the first thing that comes to mind is Portland.
Totally.
Right, and then when I think of Portland, it's the opposite because they're polar opposites.
Wait.
Portland and Seattle.
Okay.
Because they're the same?
Exactly.
That's interesting. What does Seattle have to do to get on the map? You know what I mean? In fact, so many things have been set there.
Honey, time travel back to the 90s.
Yeah, no, that really is true.
What does it have to do?
to get to the prestige of a Portland. Even though Portland has been made fun of so much, it still has more name recognition than Seattle.
Well, that's the big ticket is you have to let yourself be made fun of.
Yeah,
you have to be there has to be something ridiculous.
Even though we love Seattle, but yes, it's not.
It's invulnerable.
All the stereotypes of Seattle have stopped being relevant since like 2003.
They need to. The problem is that Seattle is too humble.
Well, the problem is that Kurt Cobain died.
Should we do our final segment?
The problem is that Kurt Cobain died.
Because if Nirvana had gone into the new millennium, Nirvana's from Seattle. Yeah, exactly.
You're telling me that Nirvana's from Seattle. I'm wearing a flannel open right now.
And you're sweating.
No. Where?
Well, you're leaking from every hole.
Every pore is wide open.
You can smell it on the sock.
Dripping, sopping wet.
Yeah, these disgusting socks you gave us.
I've never had such a wet sock in my life.
Wetter than angel hair pasta. Slipping down my cheeks. And
you could probably swallow one of these socks whole. They're so slippery.
Probably just slip right in there, come shooting out the other end easily. And floss my innards.
I get over you guys saying you want angel hair pasta pomodoro more than spaghetti.
I want
in this moment, yes.
I'd say in all moments. I'm not gonna couch my beliefs.
Wait, can I tell you something?
What?
I'm not even like being controversial, but taking the stance on angel hair pasta. Right now, as we're talking about angel hair pasta, my mouth is watering. I actually am dribbling.
It's such a dainty little pasta.
Okay. Don't you think your mouth will be watering if we're talking about any food?
No.
So you just think I'm just a belligerent, hungry animal? You think I'm a hungry hippo?
I did not.
That's what you just called me.
I did not say that.
You were looking directly at my love handles when you said it.
I don't think craving angel hair pasta makes someone like a slobbery, hungry hippo.
The way you just body shamed me about liking angel hair pasta. You tried to reframe it.
What is your ideal preparation of angel hair pasta?
I would say a light sort of
lemon?
like buttery lemon.
Yeah. Like brown butter lemon.
Yum.
Yeah, garlic and
brown butter lemon.
Honestly, some like fried capers.
I was gonna say capers.
Okay. Are we talking a green, like an arugula or something in there?
Arugula. No. I don't. You know what? Arugula needs to get itself in check. People need to stop.
I agree.
Putting arugula on a pedestal.
I agree.
And especially the thought of it ever being in a salad. What happens?
A salad or in a pasta? I mean,
ever. First of all, it being anywhere.
Yeah.
But most importantly, in a salad, the idea that it can stand up to a dressing of any kind is crazy. Yep. The second you put a drop of lemon juice on a piece of arugula, it turns into a wet cat.
I think the reason arugula had such popularity is because it's skinny, and so when you're eating a salad. Put yourself in the position of someone eating a salad. They're so desperate to be skinny. Yeah. They look at arugula. They say, "Look, it's skinnier than spinach.
It's the thinnest lettuce I can imagine. Paper thin.
All the other ones are sort of like fat, if anything.
I kind of think it's more like Guy Fieri culture of just like every bite has to pack a punch, right? And so they were like, it's peppery.
So it's like big bittery.
I like arugula.
Oh.
And I don't think it should go anywhere.
So how are we going to end this, George?
Well,
and I like the fact that it packs a punch.
Yeah.
And I like its texture.
I think what we now need is, we have something that a food that Sam and I, that you guys agree on, angel hair pasta, and I disagree. We have a food that Max and I agree on, arugula, we hate it, you disagree.
Okay.
We need to find something that
we like.
That Sam and I like, and you don't like, and guess what that'll do?
Bracelet.
No, not bracelet.
Gucci bracelet.
No, that'll like bring us back to the initial dynamic. It'll be like a reparative experience where it's like we'll go back to you being the guest.
But don't you kind of think we started off so broken and that we need to get back there?
Oh, you think we shouldn't get back to where we started?
Well, no, actually, you're right. We do need to complete the circle and then break it.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, so we have to figure something out between you two, and it can't be. So I'm vegan, and it can't be something that's like obviously not vegan because that's
well. How about
cheating.
this? You tell us your strong food opinions, and we'll find one that we both disagree with.
Oh,
I think that makes more sense.
Love chocolate pudding.
Hate it.
I like it.
Okay.
Okay. Fuck. Okay. Best chip Fritos.
I feel fine about them.
Okay.
But I don't think they're the best chip.
Okay. Low-key ice cream sucks.
I agree with that.
What the hell?
Interesting.
This is so crazy. I mean, it actually is sort of like a scary thing for us to not be like
to not be on the same page about anything.
Yeah.
Falafel. I love falafel.
Me too. Do you?
Of course.
Yeah. But that's a classic Max food.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe we're sitting here at the end of the podcast. No, we're sitting here at the end of the podcast just brainstorming foods that already exist.
See, when you do that, when you like zoom out and like make fun of it, that ruins the vibe.
That brings people out of their coma. And that's a problem because we need them to stay there to keep listening. Is that what you're saying?
If you describe anything, it sounds ridiculous. Like, yes, we're listing foods. It's like,
but we got here together.
Like,
you were a major part.
Did we? You showed up late.
It's just like you are being so. First of all, Sam did not show up late.
I was here.
You came after me.
This is like
I was in the bathroom.
We're in an airplane. Everyone is like, everyone is in the air, and then you come out and you're like, isn't it random that we're in a cloud right now?
And everyone starts screaming and jumping out of the plane.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Okay, so we're just not going to find a food.
Well, I mean, I guess,
told you we'd end broken.
Yeah, I guess that is sort of honoring the dynamic.
Lesson, yeah.
Like we tried
to repair it and we couldn't.
We tried so hard to repair it and we couldn't.
And we got so far, and in the end,
it doesn't even matter.
I can't believe.
Well, listeners, feel free to reach out with critiques, thoughts
for Sam and George,
suggestions for Max on where he should cancel his upcoming shows. And
where I should cancel my upcoming shows.
Yeah,
give me some thoughts on where I should cancel.
I would honestly love to.
I do think it's so chic when people cancel shows.
Oh, I love it.
It's chic, even though what it means is they didn't sell enough tickets.
Or it's like due to unforeseen circumstances.
I know. When I had to cancel Club Comic when I was in the hospital, and I was like, "This is incredible.
This is so hot."
Yeah, I was like, I've never gotten to do this.
There's also no bigger relief than when I've canceled shows. I've been like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, no, doing our passion is one of the worst things you can expect from us to do.
Yeah. Do we want to do our final segment?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have one. Really.
Me either. Our final segment is called Shoutouts, and in this segment, we're going to traditional radio shout out anything we enjoy.
I want to give a shout out to ice cream. I'm really still in shock at the fact that two of my closest friends in my life are united against me in their hatred of ice cream. I guess I see it for Max just because he's vegan, so if he has some, he'll perish immediately from his lack of morality. But for Sam, someone who eats truly anything that's in front of him, I can't believe that is where you draw the line. Of course, now I'm remembering Sam's famous shout out of things being room temperature and wishing that ice cream could be room temperature, and he doesn't like ice cream that's too cold. I completely disagree, and I have to give a huge shout out to, honestly, basically any kind of ice cream that has ever been popular, I am into. I loved when butter pecan was a thing. I love sort of like salted caramel, even though it's very 90s.
Sound very grandma.
Salted caramel?
Both of these.
Well, butter pecan is...
Yeah, why don't you have some Lucky Strikes ice cream?
If there was some, I would try it. I will do anything. Listen, I know it's gauche to try all the different flavors, but if I was not insecure and if I could get out of my own way, I would go to every ice cream place, get a little spoon and try every single one of the flavors.
This is kind of like your fantasy about being a celeb, but you can't actually, when you feel like you can't actually go there, right?
Yeah.
This is ultimately
really
about
similar.
sex.
This is about sex, I guess. Ice cream for me is...
Food for me is like sex. It's like better than sex.
Okay, that's my shout out.
Okay. I want to give a shout out to asking for a phone charger from people you don't really know. I feel like it is...
I want to yank this out
Don't
so bad.
you dare.
Oh, sorry.
I think it is actually a really humanizing experience to ask for a phone charger. I think it is shunned in our culture, and I think...
Do you currently need a phone charger?
No, but I did last night, and I haven't needed one in a long time, and it sort of made me realize, like, wow, I'm kind of stuck in my ways. Like, to be so closed off to society where you never are in a place where you need a phone charger from a stranger is actually, you think it's a sign of growth. It's actually a sign of falling and losing your sense of spontaneity.
Yeah, talk about Anatomy of a Fall.
Anatomy of a Fall. So, if you're going out, go with a half-charged phone, start asking people, and make some friends and connections, and be vulnerable for once in your life.
Max, go.
I want to give a shout out to spices.
Oh.
I was walking down the street earlier and got a big waft of spices in the air. And
ones?
I just thought, spices are the spice of life when you really think about it.
That's true.
What could be better than... Can you give me something else to do?
Other than spices?
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Are you liking
How about you do a
any-
shout out to us?
Yeah.
No.
What if
I
you
want to do something positive. I'm trying to be nice, so I want to do something
anything like
positive.
seasonal, anything in the weather right now that you're enjoying?
No.
Any
Anything
song?
in the cities that you're going
No.
to?
Oh,
Like
Anything about
Seattle
travel?
related, Portland related?
I can't think of any.
No.
Yeah, you haven't been yet. So.
Yeah,
been
yeah.
Maybe something about.
Oh. I came to a realization. I had an epiphany recently, which is that I want to take flamenco classes.
This is you being afraid of success again.
You're right. Me avoiding flamenco classes, or you're saying me being attracted to flamenco classes is me avoiding work?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
But hey, maybe
you finally you have a tour, your show's
and I'm
doing
like
well,
cancel, and I
and now
cancel it
you're
to
like,
take
I
flamenco
have to be a
classes.
flamenco dancer.
Yeah, you're like, I have to cancel my
honestly,
Seattle show. I
Max,
have
it's like
flamenco.
you have to sort of move. You have to grow up at some point. You can't be constantly like getting somewhere in your career and then immediately aborting
taking
to take
flamenco classes.
Fine. Okay. I want to give a shout out to kickboxing classes. Kickboxing classes are amazing because they build core strength as well as give you really strong skills to fend off your enemies. No one will fuck around with you if you take kickboxing classes. And you get to wear...
God, you're not very good at this.
No, I'm not. I'm really not
You really
feeling
can't find the momentum.
I
there.
can't. I can't do it.
It's crazy because this is sort of
In order to
linked
find the
to back
momentum, you
pain.
actually might have to put this at like 1.5 speed.
Yeah, maybe we will.
I think the issue is, you're having trouble
I'm
experiencing joy.
I think so.
I think so too. What do you think would help? It's Friday. We can do whatever you want.
Do you want us to give you another MRI?
Do you want to get a drink after this?
I
can't?
No, I can't. Yeah, I have
What do you have?
important things to do.
Like what? Another MRI?
Every day I get an MRI. What do I?
Are you okay?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah. I feel very sensitive today.
I do too.
Do you really?
No.
What do you?
No. I just feel like I have to
The way
pee.
you just pulled the rug out from underneath me. You have to pee.
Yeah.
But you
have
just
to
did
pee.
it.
Yeah,
before
but
you
then
got here.
I drank all this water. I had a
Yeah.
coffee before.
Well, I'm sorry you feel sensitive.
No, it's okay.
I do think sometimes, even if, obviously I'm not saying getting an MRI is traumatic, but like just being there, being in a doctor's office can like set off generalized anxiety about like illness and death.
It was true that like it was underground and there were no windows, and I was
Yeah.
sort of like, I'm gonna
You
die
think
here.
that's not going to affect you, but it does.
But there were two women. Oh.
Mhm.
Here's. Okay.
The tea.
Spill, girl.
I want to give a shout out to these two ladies that I met when I was downstairs in the radiology office at Lenox Hill. Lenox Hill Radiology. And these two ladies were named. They called the name Susan, and both of them stood up.
Wow.
And one of them was like, "Your name's Susan? Your name's Susan?" And they had a real connection there, and they realized which Susan it was supposed to be. And she went off, and the other Susan sat back down and said to me, in my building, there's 7 units on the floor. 3 of us are named Susan. And I said, "Do you guys ever get your mail mixed up?" And she says, "No, but I get my mail mixed up with someone named Ruth."
Oh.
And what's interesting? 2 Susans standing up, that's the gayest thing
That's
you can
the
have.
gayest thing.
They should make
Love.
Wow, I think we should end it there. I think Susan and Susan should make love, and Max should watch it on
Direct
his
it?
twincest Twitter account.
Okay.
Bye.